know you like what you've seen so far. From engineering, to nursing, to business, to internships across the world, Southern University will help you reach your potential. My school offers a great education, encourages community service, and yes, it lets you have fun too. Call or visit our campus to discover all the great opportunities at Southern University.
All right, let's go to them. I'm just concerned about our defensive linemen. I heard you say on a TV program a couple of days ago about we need some defensive linemen, so that's what I'm concerned about right now.
Thank you.
Well, you know, the recruiting process is just beginning for us. We didn't spend all our dollars because we're pretty good at investing our money. So we will try to find some more guys between now and August to fill some more holes that we may have, but the recruiting process is actually just now starting. We finished with a signing class, but we still got room to get a few more players in. We own some more players, and we're just waiting to see what happens at other universities as we get into the summer. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach.
Jonathan Shelby, Baton Rouge. Could you talk to us about the quarterback situation? Because I know we pretty much, Trey's pretty much leaving us. Could you talk about the quarterback situation?
Well, yes. Right now we have a couple quarterbacks already on campus. Deontay Shorts, who I believe is going to be a special individual before he leaves our campus. We have Francis Canal. We have Wynn Perot, all scholarship guys on campus. And I think the two young men that we're bringing in, Jared Hayes and Austin Howard, are going to be very good quarterbacks for us. The one thing you have to understand about our football team is we don't need a spectacular quarterback to win. We need a young man to understand he got a lot of talent around him. So it don't necessarily have to be placed on his shoulders. So we need a guy that can understand the offense and manage the offense and moves up and down the field by making good decisions. But we don't put talent around our quarterback so he don't have to win football games. And I'm excited about that talent.
How you doing, Coach Adams? First off, I want to say congratulations on bringing back the championship. My question is, what about the practice field? You heard anything about that coming soon?
You know, when you drive on campus, you know, one thing about it, I'm a country boy. And when I know that, one thing I do know is that the cows move when you put food out there. Okay, so
that's right.
when you see something digging, some movement going on, then you have the answer to your question. It's that simple. Right now, ain't nothing going on.
We have time for a few more questions. Any more questions from the audience? Hold on just a moment. Give me a second to get to you. Coach Odens, if you would, talk about the 2014 schedule and what you guys are looking forward to in the 2014 slate and preparing for defending the SWAC championship.
Well, I know we open up the University of Lafayette, and then we get a bye week. Then we start what I call probably the toughest schedule in FCS as we begin to play our second football game, which would be 1 or 10 in a row. So, you know, the good thing about this year's schedule is that we got 6 home football games, so to give you guys a chance to really come out and fill up the stands and support your football team. I know at homecoming we have Fort Valley right now on our schedule, and you know that's one of those 10 games in a row. So it give us an opportunity to really see what kind of football team we're going to have. But you know, we put the nutrition bar up in the weight room right now, so we're going to need all the nutrition help we can get playing 10 games in a row.
Coach, if you can, give us some insight into what was today like for you and your coaching staff. I know many of us who follow National Signing Day know that with the coverage ESPN you have, they show the coaches in the war room, sitting around the fax machine. So just give us an idea of what the Southern University coaching staff underwent today?
It started at 5:30 a.m. with morning workouts with our current players. And then we came in off the field and we sat by the fax machine, and I'm happy to announce that Eddie Nichols was the first guy to get his NLI in today, and therefore I have to reward the coach that was able to get the first NLI in. Got to get him some of my own money and help him, say thank you for a great job. So Eddie Nichols was the first guy to come in, and once you got that, got 5 more in after that. The next thing you know, our guys didn't do no more work today. They were out back barbecuing, enjoying themselves while I was conducting player interviews with our current players. So, they was able to sit back and barbecue chicken and kick back with the best of them. But, somebody right there got to work.
Coach, which assistant coach was responsible for getting Eddie in?
Myron Jackson.
Coach Jackson.
I've never seen him raise his hand for something.
Coach, talk to us about which one of the signees, one of the NLIs that came in today that probably got the most reaction from you and your staff. One of those guys that you guys definitely knew you had it to get, and once that fax came in, what the reaction was like.
Well, I think it's our linebacking core. I think when you look up there and you see some of these guys, man, we built to run. We don't play teams that go line up and go foot to foot and play power football. This is a SWAT conference. They go spread you out with 4 or 5 wide receivers, so you got to be able to have some explosive guys that can run. So I really think it's contagious, Preston. I think when you look at this young man from Atlanta, Georgia, he had some other offers, but once we got him on a visit, we didn't know if he was coming to us. Once he left, he kept working, and then he finally told Coach Berry that, he's a real Jaguar. And let me tell you something, in recruiting, that means absolutely nothing. Until you get the NLI, it was a sigh of relief that when it came across the tip, I really felt good. Our defense got better.
We saw on the recruitment tape a number of guys who are here, D1 transfers, who will look to kind of give you guys some instant impact right away. Talk about some of those young men and how they will help you this spring in terms of getting acclimated to being part of the Southern University football program.
Well, I think the 8 guys that we have on campus is going to create a physical presence for our football team. I think every young man that we brought in this spring semester is a physical football player. And really that's what we're looking for. We're trying to change our mentality going forward to become a more physical football team. And we understand that. And I think when you look at that film, you see we brought in some safeties and some running backs. First time in a while that we've been here, maybe look at film and see a running back that can go the distance, make a 5-yard run into a 35-yard run. So we're excited about the explosives of the individuals that we brought in, and we look forward to their efforts here in the spring.
Hi, I'm Agnes Andrews, Coach, and I'm really proud to be this close to you. And I'm proud of the work that you and the staff are doing with the football team. I just have to ask a little bit about what preparation and what are we doing about our kicking game.
Well, we return all our kickers. I think when you look at it, I think Paul Soden had one of the better averages in the conference as a punter. I think Greg Pittman was healthy. He was as good as the place kicker in the conference. So getting all those guys back, one thing about kicking, every year they get a little bit better. And we're happy about those guys, and we think we got a pretty good snapper that's only going to get better. And we think having those guys back and continue to get better. Coach Biotti does a great job getting those guys ready, and we just think going forward we got a pretty good nucleus of specialists.
Do we have any more questions for head coach Dawson Odoms? Coach, one final question. Talk to us about the returning guys. Give us some insight into some of the guys that you're looking forward to getting in the spring and looking at as becoming leaders for the team in 2014.
Well, I start on the offensive side of football. I think having Brian McCain back does wonders for us, both on and off the field. Tremendous young man, be a fifth-year senior. He hurt his foot last year, missed all of it, and one of the strongest guys on our football team. And he's a special young man. If you ever get a chance to meet him, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Just having him in the huddle on the offense just give us a level-headed guy we returned 4 of our 5 offensive linemen, so, we returned most of our receiving core. We lost lead offs, but we got everybody else back. So we're excited about the nucleus of football players we got over there with the additions of those running backs. Defense, you got to be excited about your defensive line, the guys that are coming back. We returned 8 defensive linemen. We get Donald Phillips back, who I think is one of the best defensive linemen in the FCS. I think he could have a special year. He missed all of last year. He was academically ineligible. Worked hard in the classroom, got himself back eligible, and we're excited to get him in for spring football and see what he can do. But we know he's an electrifying football player. 2 years ago, he made the game-winning tackle in the Bayou Classic. So having him back is going to pay dividends for our defensive line. And you see all the linebackers that we signed, so we feel pretty good about that position. Coach L.A. will have a whole lot of players to choose from, and in the secondary, bar none, man, I think we got probably some of the best safeties in the country when you look at the guys that we have back there. We returned Deontay McDuffie, we returned Jeremy Colvin and Blake Monroe, but when you get somebody with the caliber of Ronaldo Thomas and Raheem Ledbetter, who's my homeboy, so, we only got him because his grandfather raised me, so, I'm happy to keep that connection going. But I think when you get those guys in the backfield and you look at them and you see, we're going to have some guys back there that'll knock your helmet off, and that's the kind of defense I'm used to seeing, and we finally getting those kind of guys that's capable of doing that.
In closing, Coach, wrap up the 2014 recruitment class and what you look forward for them coming up in 2014 and the future at Southern University.
Well, I think we got a class that's diverse. I think we got guys from somewhere everywhere. I think we got guys that are level-headed. We have zero tolerance policies right now. We're not trying to just win on the field. We had 21 guys that have a 3.0, and I'm challenging them to get 30 this semester. So we're trying to do it on both sides. But I think if you look at this 2014 class, the kind of players that we're bringing in are just like the kind of players that we got. And if you talk to our players, you get a sense of understanding that we're about no nonsense. Just to give you guys a little bit, last night I had the Marines to talk to our football team. We do things differently. We're not like nobody else in the country that's FCS. We may be a HBCU by label. We may be a FCS by label. Let me tell you something, we do things Division I. So we want to make sure everybody understands that. So we made sure last night that we started our spring, we kicked it off with the Marine Corps coming in and talking to them about leadership, monitoring, and following. Because we understand we can't do it the same way in 2013. So we're excited about trying to do it better in 2014 and understand the tasks that's in front of us. That's why we went out and got some of these young men, because we really believe they fit those needs, fill those holes, and they're the kind of young men that we think we need on our football team going forward and trying to continue the process.
You're always there for your team, and as a fan, you want your voice to be heard. The NCAA 6-Fan Sweepstakes is your chance to do just that. Get in the game at ncaa.com/6fan and lead your school to victory. Huddle up with fellow fans and spread the word, because the fan base with the most votes will be crowned champion on Selection Sunday as the NCAA 6th Fan. Go to ncaa.com/6fan and vote now, because your team can't win without its 6th fan.